Good morning, fellow treasure hunters. I have a great haul behind me to show you. I went to 4 different Goodwills this week. I did not film while I was inside there, so I will pan over this setup here so you can kind of get a close look at everything that we're going to go over. I'm not going to go over every single piece because there's just too much there to go over. But everything that I have behind me right now will be going to Collected Treasures tomorrow, and then I'm going to switch it out and show you everything that we're going to take up to Antiques at Gresham Lake. So let's get started. As I was panning over that, I did realize that not everything back there is from Goodwill. Some of it's from when I went with Joanne up to Winston-Salem that I didn't go over in the past video, so those are going in the booth. I'll go over a couple pieces of linens, and I think there was one other piece there I saw, and one from last week's video. Let's start right out with that. I don't know if you recall that I found this piece, and I told you I was going to go to the Goodwills and pick up a couple of glass sundae dishes. So I did find a couple to go with this little setup, and I'll be putting this in the booth this week. Just to go over it again, it was just this little I love you, I think it's a planter is what it is. I thought it was really cute, and I put in this vintage pot holder and then this vintage ice cream scoop. So I went to the Goodwills and I did find the ice cream sundae glass. And these are the nice long spoons to go with it. So I'm going to set those up in the booth. I did find a pair. So I'm going to set those up in the booth behind that little planter. I just think that would be a cute little setup. Somebody might want that as a gift for someone. And I think I'll be putting this little guy with him. He's just a silly little monkey with a rose. I think I got him last year actually, because he was in my bin when I pulled out my Valentine's bin. He was already in there, and he is a dandy. You can see his little tag right there. So he's vintage. I don't think it shows a year. Does not. I don't see a year on it, but I do believe a dandy is a vintage plush. So he's cute. Somebody might give him as a gift for Valentine's Day, so he's going to go in the booth. This is another thing I had in the bin that I pulled out, and I forgot all about it. These are pipe cleaners. They're red and white, so I thought I'll just bundle these up, and maybe somebody will want them for some crafting or something that they're working on. I found this cute little dish. It's a little bunny dish. It looks like it's a little basket the way that it's made. It is a Hallmark piece. Just a little like candy dish with this cute little bunny on it. Doesn't have a date on the bottom. It does say it's from Hallmark, and whenever it was purchased, it was $12 new. So I don't know if you recall last week's video, I found these. They look like they're like some type of art project. It looks like it might say R3 on the back, like maybe room 3. I didn't know if this was like a student's piece of artwork, but it is like a hammered copper. I thought it was kind of interesting. And I thought it would make a nice little, you know, just tuck it in the back of your decor. And like I said, it's like a hammered copper. It really is kind of neat. So there were 2 of these. So we're going to get those in the booth. Here's the other one. And here's the other little bunny. He's been waiting to go in the booth, and I'm going to go ahead and put him in. I might be a little bit early for Easter, but bunnies can be in the booth all year long. People love bunnies. So we're going to get him in. He's a cute little plush. He doesn't have any tag. Looks like somebody cut it off at some point, but we'll throw him in there. Also picked up these really like robin egg blue colored bowls. These are from IKEA. Just thought they were a nice set, and someone may be interested in picking them up. I like the depth of these bowls. Almost kept them for myself, but I was like, oh, we've got plenty of bowls in our cupboard. But a couple of little robin egg blue bowls. I wanted to show you this piece because this piece has actually been in our booth for a couple of years. It's been in and out, it's moved around to different spots within the booth, and for some reason it has not sold. I don't know why. It's a gorgeous vintage heart-shaped vase with these really pretty leaves on it and some flowers. It's called Alberta's on the bottom. I'm going to try to show it to you, but I don't think it's going to show up because it's just an imprint. Yeah, not really showing up there. But it really is a gorgeous piece, and I'm just not willing to give up on it. And this happens sometimes in our booth. We'll have something that's been in there for several years, and then all of a sudden it just sells. The right person who is looking for it walks into our booth. So I wanted to highlight this piece. It really is a gorgeous vintage piece, and we only have $10 on this. This is not overpriced. So if you're looking for a beautiful vase for Valentine's, this is going to go into Collected Treasures. The next beautiful piece I want to show that I found was this gorgeous cut glass. I do not believe it's pressed. It feels a little, the edges feel a little sharp, so I think it is actually cut glass bowl, basket. Really, really pretty. You can kind of see some of the light refracting, refracting? Is that the word? Refracting through it? I might tuck this away as a gift for somebody. It's just that pretty. I'm not sure I'm going to put this in the booth. I think I know somebody that might really like this, so I'm going to tuck this piece away. Now, what I had tucked down in there, though, were these little handkerchiefs. I've had these set aside. I can't remember exactly where I got these. I think they may have been gifted to me, but one here has 2 little hearts and some roses on it. I just think it's just the cutest little handkerchief, and I will probably just stage these in the booth for Valentine's, and I'm sure somebody will want them. Here's another one. I actually kind of like this one a little bit better. Maybe because the scalloped edges on it. They're so cute, and they're in great condition. Just cute little vintage handkerchiefs. Speaking of gifts, this was kind of an oddball for me to pick up. I don't know if you can see it, but it says WW right there. And there's this little tag here that leads me to believe this was probably a wedding gift, whatever you call those, when you go to a wedding and you get a little gift. There's a name for it. I can't remember what it's called, but there were several of these on the shelf, packaged really cute like this, little wine glasses that say WW. Well, my dad's initials happen to be WW, so I picked this up for my dad. This is just a simple little sign, says "Be Mine." It's perfect to tuck on a shelf somewhere for the Valentine's season. Can't go wrong with these little signs. Thought that was cute. And speaking of signs, I really liked this one. I can't remember. I feel like I might have picked this up at the Goodwill bins when I went up to Winston-Salem. But this says "Kindness changes everything," and it certainly does. You know, the world is just, seems like it's in a lot of chaos right now, and there's a lot of angry people and frustrated people, and people just don't have the patience that they used to have. So if you have the opportunity to just be kind and spread a little kindness, you know, why not do it? It might help the world a little bit. So kindness changes everything. I was really excited to see these in Goodwill. I happened to catch the Goodwill at a right time. The one that I went to, again, like I said, I went to 4 different Goodwills this week. Just kind of wanted to bounce around and see what was out there, see what the pricing structure was. And I was shocked that the price on this was so good. This is a great, you know, lantern. I need to clean it up. All the glass is intact. This is great to put on a front porch for the spring, or on your patio or your back deck. And the price was real good, so I'm going to be able to charge a very good price. That day, that lady just kept bringing stuff out, and I came home with a whole bunch of great spring items. So this is the smaller one. I have a feeling there maybe was a set of 3, and this is the larger one, because this is much bigger than that one. It seems like there maybe was one in the middle. But the price was real good. I probably will charge like, I don't know, maybe like $20 for this piece. I'm sure it would be a lot more if you were to buy it in a regular retail store, and I'll probably charge like $12 for the other one. On that same visit, these came out. So like I said, that was a great visit. She was bringing out some great stuff. I left some things behind that I could kind of be picky. So these two, one's a little bit taller than the other one. These two great pillar candlesticks. They're glass. They're like a baby blue. They're just gorgeous. I love them. I can't wait to put these in the booth tomorrow. This also came out that day, and I thought this was really cute. It looks like it's supposed to be like a glass door handle. I don't think that's glass. It feels like it's probably plastic. You know, it's a repop. It's supposed to look like a vintage glass door handle, but it's a little hook that you can hang up. It's got a nice green color to it. So I said, yeah, we'll go ahead and get that too. This also was on that visit, and look at this. This is great. This is a whirligig. You just hang it, and it just will twirl in the wind. It's beautiful. It's metal. It's heavy duty. This is not a cheap one, and it's got sailboats on it. I really debated, you know, do I want to put this in the booth right now? And, you know, I think I'm just not going to wait on it. I was thinking about tucking this away until summer, but, you know, there are people that have places at the coast right now that would probably love to put this up. And some people are probably getting their coastal places ready for rental, and they may be looking for pieces like this. I know that when we had a place at the coast, I would have definitely been looking for this, and it definitely would have been hanging on our deck. So on that note of not waiting until the summer, this is original artwork, this beautiful piece of original artwork. It's got bananas, apples, oranges, maybe a pear, and this great big gorgeous, and the light is just not picking up how pretty this is, this gorgeous pineapple. I love this piece. I was so excited to find it. You know I love art. And this is by Pat Hargis. She actually is local out of Fuquay, Verena. And when I was checking out, the lady that was the associate who was checking me out actually knew her, was related to her in some way, and said yes, that she had donated this piece because she couldn't find a place for it in her home. But I said, well, don't you worry, I will find a new home for this gorgeous piece of artwork, and I'm so excited to be bringing this to Collected Treasures tomorrow. I think somebody's just gonna love it. Grabbed this up on that same visit too. Like I said, great stuff was coming out at that Goodwill. But this is a fiddle leaf tree. It's fake. And it's about the only way I can grow a fiddle leaf tree, because I tried very hard to grow one. It just didn't go well. And I imagine a lot of other people struggle with that too. So I'm going to put this in the booth. I think somebody's going to absolutely love it for their decor and grab it right up. I don't think this is going to last long at all. So fiddle leaf tree, you're finding a new home. All right, going to wrap this up with the Collected Treasures. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to show you everything. I'm going to show you a few more items that are kitchen related, because we do have kitchen-y items down there. We have them in both booths, but in that booth, it seems like we have a little bit more. This was a piece I found with Joanne when I went to Winston-Salem. I don't think I've shown it to you yet. It's just a little dresser skirt. I guess you call them dresser skirts, but, or, you know, like a dresser topper. But look at the work on this. It's really pretty with the flowers, the scalloped edges. It's got some, I guess, lacing. I don't know if you call it. I don't know the correct terms, but it's yellow and it just is really pretty. This one looked like it matched. The coloring is just a little different on it. This is a longer one. This is more like a runner, but it has the same exact design, but the color's a little bit more yellow on this one. So I'm going to put both of these in there. I always love to offer vintage linens, especially that have the work on them like this. Okay, let's go over some of the kitchen items. First up is going to be this Nordic ware mold that I found. This would probably be for a bread loaf, or a loaf pan, I guess is what you would call it. Now it does have, it looks like it's pumpkins, so it looks like it's probably fall related, but I'm not going to wait again to put it in. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. I think somebody will love it. Every time I put one of these pieces in, I always, whenever I see Nordic ware, I purchase it. It's usually at a very reduced price in the Goodwills or in any of the thrift stores, but it's a high quality item. So it always goes quickly. I always have it priced at a point where someone who knows what Nordic ware is knows they're getting a good deal. So this will be going in to Collected Treasures tomorrow. Also found two of these. This light colored one, this is natural stone and mortar and pestle. It's in great condition. There are no chips or anything. Perfect for the homesteader or anybody that grows their own herbs and spices and wants to grind them up. Or even if you just buy them fresh at the farmer's market or at the store and you want to grind them up. Plus, it's also a beautiful shelf sitter in the kitchen, so definitely grab that. And who doesn't love a great bunny tin? This is from Wilton. It's from 1992. Perfect for making some little bunny, see the back there? Some little bunny muffins or little bunny cakes for upcoming Easter. So in the booth you go. I actually kind of fell in love with this. I'm gonna have a hard time giving it up. I just think it's just simple and cute. It's an orange pepper. It's in good condition. I love the size of it. I think somebody will love putting this in their kitchen. I hate to give it up, actually. Speaking about homesteaders, picked up this. I think I picked this up at the Goodwill bins again in Winston-Salem or somewhere on that day I was out with Joanne, but I might keep this because this year I had a garden. We had a garden down back, but our trees have kind of overgrown in that area and it hasn't done well the last couple of years. So one of the things I put on my to-do list, instead of doing resolutions, I do like goals, things I want to get done this year. One of the things I really want to get done this year is I want to put a garden in out front where the sun shines, and I don't care. I just don't care what my front looks like as far as, I mean, I want my landscaping to look good out front, but at this point, I don't care if my garden's out front anymore. I just want a garden. I want a garden that grows well and in the sunshine. So at any rate, this is pickles and relishes. And I thought, oh, this might be interesting to try doing some of these recipes. I mean, there's different types of things in here like okra, refrigerator and freezer pickles. I don't know, I think this might be a good book. And I know you can get all this stuff online and do YouTube videos like we do and learn about it, but sometimes it's nice just to have the book to read over when you're relaxing at night. So picked up this book. That's a long-winded explanation on that book, isn't it? Found this fabulous Family Circle cookbook on my Goodwill adventures yesterday. This one is from 1992. And here's the table of contents. This is a great book. It is just, it has great graphic, great photographs in it. I love pictures in my cookbooks. It really explains, different things like fish stock, quick beef stock. Really explains how to do things. Beet soup with vinegar, yum. But awesome. It's broken out by categories. I love this book, and Steve loved it too. Ooh, desserts, yum, yum. But we really struggled on whether we were going to keep this, but we have a lot of cookbooks, so I think we're going to let this one go. It's also, I think this actually opens up so you can actually put in more things if you want to. So we will go ahead and put this in the booth. It's in great condition. It's practically brand new. It was $23 new. We obviously will not charge that much for it, but I think somebody's going to really love this book in their kitchen. I don't know if I showed you these books before. I put a set of 3 already in Antiques at Gresham Lake. These I did get from the bins. I remember getting them in Winston-Salem. But what I love about them is the design. I really think these are beautiful for stacking. They're Reader's Digest, and I just love, look at the designs on them. Gorgeous books to put on your bookshelf. That is just gorgeous. Beautiful. Love them. So those will be going, this set will be going in Collected Treasures. I already have a set in Antiques at Gresham Lake. I am a book lover, and I do put books in the booth as backdrop, but also for people to purchase. This is a great book. This is from the National Home Gardening Club. Perennials is the category on this, and let's see what year this is from. 1997 also. Perfect book for the gardener. All kinds of information in here on how to manage your perennials and how to plant them. Such a great book. And I just think, yeah, definitely putting that in the booth for the upcoming gardening season. With that, there's also The New Gardener. So if you're just getting started in gardening, here is a great book for you, explaining how to get going and what to do. There's, I think it looks like there's vegetable gardening in here. Talks about the different tools to use, boundaries and screens, patios, terraces, and backyards. This is a beautiful book. Container gardening. So if you're new to gardening or you're just getting started and you want to try it out, this is the book for you. Going to show you these two pieces. Neither one of these are going in the booths yet. But look how big this cutting board is. Let me back it up a little bit, and here's another one. I found two of these. It looks like somebody painted on them. You can see a design here and then a design there. I don't like the color of the finish on these, and plus the finish, I don't know if you can see it, but the glaze, can you see it there? It's kind of not done well. So what I'm going to do is I am going to sand these down, and the person that did these wanted $45 for this one and $40 for this one. So for this set, they wanted $85. And well, I didn't pay that much for them. I think I paid like $4 a piece for these. So I'm going to sand them down. I don't know how it's going to go with this, but we'll see. I just think there's some beautiful grain here. And I see how, yeah, I just think we need to sand that down. And Steve brought me up something that he worked on yesterday downstairs. This is one of his teapot lamps. I found this lamp at the, again, I think it was at the bins. I found this, brought it home to him, and he's turned it into a lamp. Now, I don't know if you realize this, but Steve makes lamps out of things like this. He does it quite often, and they do sell well. He also makes bars and carts, and he's the creative one in this business that we have together. I'm the hunter and do all the social media stuff, but he is the one that does the creation. So this will be going in the booth tomorrow. He was clearing out his stuff. I guess he was going to make a lamp out of this at one point, but decided against it because it is in such great condition. It's practically brand new. It's made in the United States. This tiny little percolator. It does say Comet on it. I don't know if you can see it right there a little bit, but it's a Comet percolator. And I think it says 2 cups. Looks like it's a 2 cup. So it's kind of like an individual one. And then there's a bigger one here that he brought up. Has like a nice patina on it. I'm not going to mess with cleaning this. I think people like the patina the way it is. This one says 7 cups on it. And again, it's a percolator. So if anybody's looking for one, these will be going in the booth. This one, what is this one? This one is a Miro. So that's a Miro. And Miro always sells when we put it in the booth. He was purging downstairs, and I guess this was in our bar downstairs, and he was putting in some new things, so he said, we're going to let this go. This is a beautiful enamelware. I think this is what a milk jug, I believe. And inside of it, wherever we purchased it, he can't remember, maybe a yard sale, but it does have a little note as to the person that originally bought it. It looks like they bought it on May 3rd, 1986. And it says, purchased from, I can't read backwards, so purchased from Adcock Real Estate and Auction Company in the sale of a personal property of Mrs. Mildred E. Ellis, Henderson, North Carolina, located on US 1, a half mile past Bear Pond. So that's the area that this is from. And it looks like a Mildred Ellis originally owned this piece. So we'll be putting this beautiful enamelware. I believe you would consider this a milk jug. Probably took this down to the local farm, filled it up with milk, and carried it home. So that is all that I have for everything that's going to go to collected treasures. I'm going to switch all this out and show you some of the things that are going to go to Antiques at Gresham Lake. I'll get it all set up, I'll pan over it for you, and then we'll go over some of the things in detail. Okay, I've got it all switched out. I've panned over it so you could take a good look at each item. I'm probably not going to go over every single item, or maybe I will, who knows. But this is what's going to be going to Gresham. There's a whole bunch more. Actually, I'm going to be spending all day today pricing to really try to fill the booths back up with new items and get every bit of Christmas out that I can this week. I want to be done with Christmas, have it all packed away, and have a bunch of new fresh items in each booth. So I'm looking at probably pricing 100 to 200 items tonight. That's going to be my Saturday day. So I didn't pan over the back there. You can see there's a whole bunch of pieces of clothing back there. So I will go back and explain each one of those. But in Antiques at Gresham Lake, we are allowed to have clothing in there. So I do try to find things that are vintage or a good quality piece to put in there and sell them at a great price. So we do sell about 1 to 2 items of clothing a month in our booth. So I keep that stocked. Let's go over the first piece, that gorgeous white elephant back there. This is not an antique. It's a contemporary piece. We are allowed to have some contemporary pieces in Antiques at Gresham Lake. We do try to keep the majority of the items that we put in there as vintage or antique, but occasionally we'll put in some contemporary pieces that we think are nice, beautiful home decor pieces. So, hey, this is an elephant. I love him. He's a great size, and I know that he will find a new home very quickly. Continuing with the elephants, I found this guy. I don't think he's resin. It's pretty light. If it is a resin, it's a very light resin, but I think it's wood. I do think it's wood. I think it's a painted wood. And there is a sticker on the bottom that said that he sold for $15 new. So we'll put him in the booth too and see if he can find a new home. Trunk is up for good luck. This cross I found is a little bit heavier. It also is black. I don't know if you can see some of the detail on it. I do see the Jesus and the crucifixion. I think all of this detail probably tells the story. There's some animals at the bottom here. I really felt that this was a beautiful cross. And I do try to have, you know, crucifixes or crosses in the booth at Antiques at Gresham Lake at all times. So you can pretty much go there and you're guaranteed to find some type of cross or crucifix in the booth. Again, just some contemporary pieces. These are just clear glass. They say love. There's a pair of them. I thought they would just make nice decor pieces for somebody, again, for Valentine's. You know, some people do like to decorate for Valentine's. Maybe they're going to have a special dinner. They could put these on their table with some candles in them. And maybe those, I don't know what they're called, but they're like those little pearls or beads that when you put them in water, they disappear. These might be kind of neat for that. You could put some different type of Valentine decor in there, or maybe hide a ring in there. Ooh, that'd be a cool idea. But a set of these. Couldn't pass up the cute little champagne colored bear. I don't know if bears come in champagne color, but this one does. So it's a cute little piece of art glass. And we always have some type of art glass in our booths. So he's going in. And then this little guy will be for Christmas for next year. He's just a cutie. Made in Taiwan. Just a little Santa mouse with his pipe and his present bag. So I'll tuck him away for next year. More contemporary pieces. Just some fake succulents. So you don't have to worry about taking care of them. They take care of themselves. But like the design of the pots, gonna put them in the booth. They give the booth a nice splash of color with the green, and somebody may be interested in them. Here's the other piece. I told you I picked up two of these. This one was the darker colored one. And this one does have a little bit of wear around the edge here. Now, I've seen people talk about that you could sand that. I don't know. You know, I might give it a try with like a very, maybe steel wool even, try to sand that down, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not even like roughing up on my finger at all. So it's just more of an aesthetic. I don't even feel the roughness from it. So I may just leave it alone and put it in there just like this, but another great stoneware piece. Speaking of stoneware, here is a good one. This was taped shut with masking tape, so the top is very sticky. I've got to get that cleaned off, and it's kind of dirty. Got to do some cleaning there. It's got a nice, I believe this is wheat decor on the front. The speckled blue. It's in good condition. There are no chips or anything on the lid, which I thought was great. I took the tape off and checked that out. The inside looks good and clean, and it does say Roseville on the bottom. USA. So great stoneware crock piece. I'm sure it'll find a home very quick. Definitely grab this off the shelf. It is a glass decanter. It has a grape decor on it. It's by CCP. I believe that is out of Italy, so it is a vintage piece. This is a no-brainer. Anybody that collects glass and colored glass will just fall in love with this. And decanters always find new homes in our booth. Always love finding a great basket and offering up good quality baskets in the booth. This one looks like it's made out of maybe wheat or grass woven together. Very good condition. No issues with this basket at all. And the colors are going to be great for the upcoming spring. So that's going right in the booth. Love a good book, and this one is an interesting one by Winston Churchill, and it's called The World Crisis from 1911 to 1918. Mostly picked it up for the condition of it. This is a great shelf sitter. You could put your special items up on top of it, and it's green for the upcoming St. Patrick's Day and spring season, so definitely grab that. This is from 1937 is when this is from. So, oh, one of the things that's in this book that was really interesting, I found very interesting. I love old books, so you're always going to find old books, but this one has these like maps that fold out. Of course, I'm not going to be able to get it to fold out all the way. Look at this. Isn't that interesting? thought that was great. And there's several of them in there, so really good book for a book collector. Thought this was an interesting book. Need a little feng shui in your life? Here's a book that explains it all. Tells you exactly all you need to know about setting up your life for good energy. Look at the contents of that. And there's so much more to this than just how you display your room. There's actually a lot more to feng shui than I realized. I mean, there's street placement, earth, atmosphere, and heaven. Look at the dragon on that. It's awesome. Mountains and dragon bones. Yin and yang. So this is a really neat book. It'd be a fun book to go through. Just picked up this one for the Hershey's chocolate lover. And if you want to, I thought, Valentine's Day coming up. Who doesn't like some great chocolate? Look at that. Yum. Some great recipes in here. Ooh, Hershey bar cheesecake. What? Oh, we're trying not to eat sweets, so I'm just going to stare at all these beautiful things and dream about eating them. Because we're really trying to be very good and cut back on our sugar. So all I can do is look at this and dream. Another great piece of art glass. Again, we always try to have art glass in our booth. There are definitely collectors. And this is kind of like a diamond-shaped piece that I think you would hang it in your window. If you were to go to the actual artist that does this, they probably would charge you like $28 to $30 for this piece. It will never cost you that much in our booth. So if you want to pick up art glass, always come check us out. We might have something that will be great in your collection. This piece is just beautiful. You can really see that hanging in a window. I didn't pick these up this week at Goodwill, but I've had these set aside because at one point I was considering possibly going on eBay. I just don't have time to manage that properly, so I'm starting to put some of the stuff that I had set aside for that eBay adventure. I'm starting to move those items into the booths, and this is one of the pieces. I can't make out the signature on that. I don't know if you can. But this is a metal plate with the painting on top of it. I believe, yeah, that's not brass. That is just a metal plate. So really nice skier in the mountains. Little holly berry there. And then this one looks like it reminds me of Seattle. Now this has been in the booth. This is an art pottery piece. This has been in the booth. And then I pulled it and said, I thought, well, maybe I would sell it on eBay, but now I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the booth. Great piece. I was so excited to see this. This is gorgeous. If you knew how much work was involved with this, and it looks like they've made it look like it's a rosette, but this is made of shells. Every bit of this is shells. Probably came out of Florida. It is big. It is a big piece, and it is just gorgeous. I am certain this will fly off the shelf, and whoever gets this is getting a real treasure. This is probably, I think, one of the best treasures I found this week. I just know the value of this piece and the amount of work that it takes to do something like this. Great find. Just a cute little woodland reindeer that will be tucked away for next Christmas. Christmas is filling up the shelves right now at the Goodwills because everybody's putting their Christmas away and getting rid of items that they may or may not want. Okay, the last things I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the camera over and show you the last few pieces here. Some of them are the pieces of clothing and a couple linens, and then that picture right there of Santa. This is a gorgeous signed print by Peggy Abrams. You can see right down there her signature. And this is titled The Forest Gatherer. And I absolutely love it. If you do your Christmas in woodland decor, this is a gorgeous picture to put up. Just love this St. Nicholas or Father Christmas or whatever you want to call him. I will be tucking this away for next year. But oh, just love this piece. Found this at the Goodwill bins in Winston-Salem. I don't think I've shown this to you yet. I love all the roses on it. It's just so romantic. The gold thread in it. And then it has like a satiny skirt. I believe this, Steve and I were trying to figure out if this went on, it either goes on a twin bed or it goes on a day bed. Not sure. But it's just beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the booth and see if somebody, you know, if we can find a new home for it. I just could not see this piece going to the dump. Had to save it and try to find it a new home. This was another one that I found at the Goodwill bins in Winston-Salem. Another great piece. All the embroidery work on it. It is a big tablecloth. It does have a little bit of staining on it somewhere. I don't think it's a stain. I think it's a watermark. So I'm gonna, I hate to do it, but I'm gonna hand wash it and see if I can get that out. If I can't, I will just try to sell it as is and see if somebody else can get it out. I'm not real good at that. It's not my expertise, so I'll do the best that I can. Okay, a few pieces of clothing. This is a Columbia sportswear company. Has omni-shade sun protection. It's a medium. This is like a fishing shirt. And it's, I believe, a woman's size. But it's in great condition. Got a couple of these shift dresses, or muumuus some people call them, or kaftans. Just very comfortable. Something to wear around the house. Colorful and beautiful. Really goes with our aesthetic at Antiques at Gresham Lake. We really do have that kind of aesthetic. Here is a made in the USA piece. This is, the brand is Best World brand. It does say made in the USA on it. It has the pearl snap buttons. And it is a jean jacket or jean shirt. This also is made in the USA. This is W5. I don't know if it was featured in Nordstrom. I liked the bottom here, how it kind of wrapped together. And it's almost like a, it's close to like a terry cloth type material. But in very good condition. It's a small. And then this last piece is another shift dress or muumuu or whatever you want to call them. It just reminded me of a mermaid. The material is so soft and flowy. So it does have this under skirt. So it's not see-through. It has a little belt that goes with it. Just very pretty. I could just see somebody wearing this on a cruise or on a vacation in the Caribbean. Just a gorgeous piece. Okay, so that wraps it up for this week. Goodwill hunting. Oh, the one other thing I was going to tell you about. Did you see this bag back here? I went into, out of the 4 Goodwills that I went into, 3 of them no longer give you plastic bags. And they didn't even have like packing material. So you have to buy a bag or bring your own bags and your own packing stuff now, which is great. I just wasn't prepared for it. So I did have to buy a bag. That's why I put that back there. I wanted to talk about that. But yeah, only one that I went to actually was still wrapping stuff and packing it in plastic bags. But I imagine they're all owned in this area by the same company. So I imagine that one will also probably move over to this. Great idea. You know, why do we need these single-use one pieces of plastic? So I just will take that with me next time and bring my own packing paper from now on. But that's it for this week. All of this, as you know, as I've said, is going to go in one of our 2 booths, either Antiques at Gresham Lake in North Raleigh or Collected Treasures in Garner, North Carolina. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for shopping with us, and take care.